Mike,
Hey, Greg.
how are you?
Good. Can you see me?
I can see your picture. I just can't see the video.
Is that good enough?
Come on now.
um, this is my phone. I wanted to try this and see if it might work better.
Okay.
Here we go. This should work. All right, there we go.
Hey, that looks like you.
Yeah, that's me.
Let me just see if I can. Give me 1 second, Mike.
That's the real me.
Okay, so I basically have a white sheet as my backdrop, as you can see.
Okay.
And there is a crease that I can see. I just want to, from your perspective, is this crease behind me distracting?
Go ahead and get in form there, and I'll let you know.
Let me just try and change it real quick, Mike. Or I should say move it. Bear with me 1 second, please. Yeah, you can still see it right here.
Just barely, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Just barely. I mean, I'm on my phone, so it might be different on a computer or something.
Okay.
Sorry. No, it's pretty decent. It's fine. Could you scoot over in front of it, maybe?
Yeah, there's a great idea. Look at that.
Just like 6 inches to the left.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And I'm just trying to think if I move in closer.
Do I need to get a white background or anything?
No, you're great, man. Kidding me?
Perfect.
Just,
So, did you hear that? Is that going to bother us if that happens during the webinar?
is it like a buzzing?
Yeah.
Is it your phone, Mike, or?
Yeah, it was.
Are you? Are we talking through your phone?
Yeah, we are. Let me see if I can. See if I can do that. Still there?
I'm here.
Beautiful. I turned it on airplane mode, so I won't get any notifications or buzzing or anything.
Okay.
Or phone calls.
That's good. I'm just trying to think how I can alter this even more.
The right side of you look great.
Yeah, I can see that. It's just this one little part here.
How much room do you have to maneuver the other way? You might be able to get it completely out.
Yeah, it's a good question, Mike. Possible. Sorry to be so picky.
Nah, you're fine. If we're going to do it, might as well do it good.
Yeah, that actually brings in more.
Yeah.
So let's just see if we can. Okay, if I'm here.
Hey, Greg, so I talked to Carly again last night.
Okay.
And I told her I'd run it by you, but she's interested in talking with you.
Awesome, man.
And just seeing how she can help you out and maybe seeing how you can help her.
That sounds great, Mike. That sounds great. Yeah, it's like I said before, it's going to be all about chemistry. If there's a good match between us, that's great. If not, no harm, no foul. I'm not going to be too concerned about it if it doesn't.
She's super easy to talk to, very energetic. She'll be fun.
That's great, man. That's great to hear. Okay, so now the sun comes out and it brings in a whole new set of issues. Oh my gosh, look at how the lighting changes, Mike. Isn't it crazy?
Wow.
Wow.
You look like a ghost.
I was just going to say, is it me or can you not see me now?
I can see you.
Wow, that's insane, man.
I almost can't see the top of your head. Is it a skylight?
Yeah. Shoot.
You at home or are you in the studio?
I am at home.
Okay. Actually, it doesn't look too bad right now.
Yeah, because the sun.
That's fine.
The sun.
That looks better because there's no crease. It almost looks like there's a light shining on you.
Yeah, I know, but it's gonna change throughout because the sun's gonna start ducking in and out of the clouds.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh well. You know what? Let's just go with it. See what happens,
Okay.
and if for some reason it just looks too weird, Mike, I'll have to figure out another solution, and we can just do it. You know, so
Try to get my logo in here.
yes, I like that, man. Awesome.
With the shirt.
I need to start doing that, Mike. I haven't. You know, it's interesting just seeing that on your shirt. I have to do something to start branding these things better for sure.
Like I was saying yesterday, brand recognition, baby.
Yeah, it's everything. It's everything. Well, you know, it's funny. I don't know if we're going to have an opportunity to talk about it.
I saw that at the PGA show.
Did you?
I did. I tried one.
Did anything happen?
It was kind of the end, and I was talking to so many people I didn't think about it after I took it. I mean, I kept going, and I wasn't hungry.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It's really just designed to get you more focused by having you be more calm, and that's what I found it to do. Is it's very calming for sure.
Okay.
If anything, it makes you a little bit drowsy once, you know, a couple of hours later or whatever, maybe a touch. But other than that, it's see, now I'm a ghost again. Other than that, it's really, really calming. Like, I think I have an idea to help stop that.
It's really not that bad, Greg. Tell you what, you can't see the crease anymore.
Yeah, I know that is definitely the advantage of when that happens for sure. Let's just do this.
It looks just fine, actually.
Okay. Let me just close out of Skype so we do not get that again. Bear with me 1 second, Mike, and we will get started here.
Yeah, you're good.
So what did you think about those 3 bulleted items? Does that sound pretty good to you?
Yeah, sounds perfect. I mean, that's kind of exactly what we talked about. I skimmed over those this morning, and I don't think we'll have any issues just doing that we have there.
Great. Awesome.
Hopefully I can keep that short and sweet for you.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Yeah, I'm sure I don't think that's going to be an issue whatsoever. So I think we're good to go, man.
All right, let's rock.
Love it.
Excited.
Good. All right, so I'm just going to do my introduction, Mike, and say hello to you, and then we're going to get right into it. Actually, hold on. I do not have my phone. How is that possible? Oh, you know what? I'll just use my computer. That's fine. We're good.
Okay.
We are good. You ready to go?
I am.
Awesome, man. Let's do it. Except I got this like shining dot on my head right now. It looks like
You actually look fine.
Part of some cult. Right, we're ready to rock. We are ready. Oh my gosh, Mike, look at that. Now I just like got totally washed out there for a second.
Well, what are our options here on Zoom? I think what you could do is you could almost split screen us because we're recording this, correct?
Yes.
Are they going to see just your face, or are they going to see me down in the corner?
The way that it works is it's only and I don't know why we didn't get that insert actually. Now that you mention it, but the one that I recorded yesterday with Pam, it was basic. It just went back and forth. When I spoke, it was me, and when she spoke, it was her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the only thing on the screen?
Yes.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, you know what? I thought it went very well. I thought it looked very good, Mike. Yeah, cool. I liked it actually.
Awesome.
It's just interesting hearing you say that now, because I think back to the hangout that we did, or the one that we did for the Hurricane Golf Tour, I should say, and you could see everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the recording of it? Was it the same?
I did. And when you asked me to pull up that 5-step process, the mental strategy, I just realized it now, but I switched over to a view of everyone, and you could see all 6, which is pretty cool. Okay. I don't know if that's what, if it's like a interactive webinar and we're having a bunch of people on, I don't know if that's ideal, because I don't know if everyone wants, for you to see their face.
Sure.
But I thought it was a great look at it.
Okay. Cool, man. Cool.
I guess we'll get more knowledgeable as we go with Zoom and everything.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. Let's just go ahead and get started, and we'll just hope for the best here, basically.
Okay,
Cool. Cool. Here we go.
that's right.
Hi, it's Greg Liberto, the head coach, with another edition of 18 Online, the fastest 18 minutes in golf. And today's guest is Mike Smith from Fore College Golf. And Mike is going to share what it takes to have a great college golf experience. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks a lot for having me on. Happy to be here.
Very excited to have you on the show, Mike. We spoke a couple of times now about your experience at James Madison University, playing 4 years there, captain of the team, some great results, some great experiences. What has now prompted you, after having that experience, to take your knowledge and help high school and junior golfers better prepare for the college golf experience?
Well, Greg, to be honest with you, it started long before my experience in college golf. It really started, almost when I picked up the game. Realizing, coming up through a golf academy, playing high school golf, and never really having that role model or that person to actively pursue and, pick up the phone and call a college coach for me. That over the years, that helped me realize the void that there is there and the opportunity there is to help juniors and young guys and girls through this game, really make their pathway into college golf. So pretty much from day one, that was a realization of mine, and it's really turned into a passion, and that's why I started for college golf.
Excellent. Yeah, and I love what you're doing. I think it's a great thing for junior golfers and anybody that's, really looking to just not only have a better experience on the team, but an overall experience throughout the entire collegiate experience, so to speak, is going to benefit this. I know we've talked about a lot of things so far, offline, so to speak, and we only have a limited amount of time today, but I would just like to have you share with the listeners. You've been out of it now for a couple of years. You've had an ample amount of time to digest what occurred over those 4 years. Knowing what you now know and doing what you do with Fore College Golf, what are some of the things that maybe you would have done differently based on where you are today?
Well, Greg, one thing I would like to tell the listeners is it really does happen in the blink of an eye. From day one when I moved in freshman year till the day that I graduated and walked across that stage, it absolutely flew by. And to say it was the best 4 years of my life was an absolute understatement too. There was so many good times, there were so many hard times, but college golf in general, made me the person I am today. And having the opportunity to go to a university such as James Madison was absolutely unbelievable. But to answer your question, the one thing I would love to get across to the listeners of this webinar would be, as soon as you're prepared for your college golf experience, you sign, you commit to your university. The one thing I would love for them to realize and really accept is that it does fly by, and you have to cherish it. And going back on my experience, I think one of the better stories I could share with the young guys and families around the country, my very first college tournament, I got the opportunity to play. I made the starting five, which is tough in itself. But I was lucky enough, I picked a place where I could go and play as a freshman, which is very important. I did look at some upper level D1 schools, but I wasn't a great junior. I was good. I wasn't great. Everybody, kind of overestimates that. You can dream big, but you have to be realistic at the same time. So I got in my first college tournament. It was the Sea Trail Invitational. I believe it was Wofford's event in South Carolina. It was myself, my roommate Chris Weldy, and two other seniors, one of which is still playing professional golf, and there's one other obviously to make up the starting five. But needless to say, Chris and I finished both in the top 10 in our first event. The seniors absolutely tanked, and these were good players, mind you. Both of them were ranked top 100 by the end of the season. But long story short, Coach did not bring those seniors to the second event. Us as freshmen got the opportunity to tee it up again because we played so well. And a lot of times it's, coaches have different rules for qualifying, but if you finish in the top 10 on pretty much any team in any tournament, you're exempt for the next event. As a general baseline, that's a pretty good idea. But the message there would be, cherish every single moment because it absolutely flies by. And don't think just because you're a freshman or you don't have the experience that you don't have the same opportunity to play as someone who's more experienced or more accolade in their college career. That golf ball on the ground doesn't care who's hitting it, what they look like, what their skin color is, how old they are, and that's pretty much the beauty of the game of golf.
Absolutely. And if I'm a parent of a young high school player, Mike, who has ambitions of playing any level of collegiate golf, what can I as a parent learn from you to help my child?
I really think it starts with an assessment. First thing I like to do with my clients is I have an online questionnaire. You can find it at forecollegegolf.com. That's FORE collegegolf.com. Real simple, you'll see it. It's called my player questionnaire. And really, it's just a baseline test to kind of see where you are with your game, what your goals are for the future, and where you're looking to attend. And then from there, I like to do a short phone consultation with families and players, and really you get a baseline assessment, what their goals are and where they want to go, and then I give them a slight small overview of the college golf landscape. Seems simple, seems short and precise, but it's a big market. There's a lot of schools out there, and it's really important that for every player to find their best fit.
Sure. Yeah, which leads me to a question that I think is really important to ask and to just share your response with the listeners. And again, this is something we talked about in the past, and you touched on it earlier in your opening, but talk about the type of school that you should attend if you're looking to actually play, as opposed to being the seventh or eighth man, maybe on a higher level team, but never really having an experience to play. Yeah,
absolutely. That's the existential question in junior golf. I think that's the number one thing from an initial assessment standpoint that parents and juniors want to know. If you're shooting around 73, 74, you have the occasional round in the 60s, you're probably looking at a lower level Division I school. Probably not top 100, somewhere between 100 and 175. That's really a good starting point. I think once you assess your game, and once you have someone knowledgeable, such as myself or another college consultant, once you really know where you are compared to those guys in college, then you can better assess yourself and potentially find the best fit school for you.
And how do you actually work somebody through that process, Mike? Is it different with everybody? Is it a very streamlined process that you have? Is it a series of questions and answers?
Well, I think you can generalize it, but I think everyone's different at the end of the day. There's kids looking for schools, such as Ohio State or University of Central Florida we have here in Orlando. Big schools, you have bigger classes, you have, a high enrollment. You're not really involved in a, small country club, as I like to say, atmosphere. And that works for some people, but others, you want a small Christian school, something that's more homey, more personalized, and a a lot of times you see, stronger ties even after you graduate with those small schools. I can certainly say from experience for myself that, if I'm running errands around town and I'm wearing a James Madison shirt and someone has a tie to that school, there's definitely something to say about that. They'll reach out to me and they'll say, "Wow, you're a Duke. You attended James Madison." I'm like, absolutely. I have so much school pride, and I loved every single day of it. And a lot of times that it goes with swapping stories, and it's just that intangible, priceless stuff. Now, if I was wearing a Florida State shirt, a lot of times, they're not as likely to reach out and say, "Oh, you went to Florida State," or "Go Knowles," or something like that. It's that smaller school feel, and a lot of people like that, and I think that's something you really have to assess and think about before you make the big decision.
Very, very big. Pretty much the ultimate decision, I guess, right? From a starting perspective, and then you have a lot of other decisions along the way to make and such. How do you work with a player, Mike? I know obviously you do some assessment work and gauge where they are and what they're looking to achieve, goals and such, but do you actually work with players on the course? Do you go to tournaments with them?
I do. My business is threefold. I do player development, which is basically a comprehensive game assessment. A lot of that are my local guys, but I do fly around the country and talk to other players as well and other families. I like to assess their mental game, how they're thinking and managing themselves around the course. That's kind of the player development side. And then, college consulting consists of anything from the education process, setting yourself up for the NCAA Eligibility Center, explaining the college placement process, the junior golf landscape, which you would be surprised how little information there is out there, or how much information there is out there and how little people know. And then, anything going into like preparation for recruiting and setting goals for the future. And then it ultimately comes down to, picking a list of schools. I like to build a college database with my clients, provide them with that necessary knowledge and the tools to communicate with college coaches, templates, webinars such as this. I mean, all that intangible stuff that's just, so crucial to having that knowledge to be able to ultimately make that informed and detailed decision about where to go to school. And then the third part of my business is tournament travel, which has really been a hot spot for me lately. I really enjoy attending these junior tournaments with these guys. I do not coach technically. I'd like to get into that industry eventually, but right now, I feel like I can give these guys a very good look at what junior tournament golf is like. I mean, I've played countless rounds in junior golf with many victories and had the same experience in college golf and even on the amateur golf. And that's really a passion of mine, to really help these guys through that experience, traveling them around the country. I mean, I've even caddied for some of my clients, and it's a lot of fun to have, those days waking up at 6 a.m., going out to the course, seeing what their demeanor's like, how they're acting for the day, and really seeing how things play out, and then assessing it and going from there. Because, I mean, there's no better look than that inside look of when a player's in the heat of competition. It's great.
Sure. Yeah, no, I can relate to that one for sure. On-course coaching is a lot of fun. There's no question about it. And in the last few minutes that we have here, I want to obviously, let viewers know how to get a hold of you, but what is basically the first step to get started?
The really generic answer I can give you here is go on the website and fill out the player questionnaire. It's basically a starting point for me and to get a baseline, like I said, from all my clients. There's a lot of good information that I need to know to be able to assess you as a player, because junior golf ranking only gives me so much. I don't know, what you do on a daily basis, how motivated you are, and what your goals are like, to put in place, a continuous improvement plan really ultimately play college golf and then maybe even professional golf after that. So, whether it's a quick phone call right off the bat or you actually fill out the player questionnaire, either way is a great way to get in touch with me. And if you're out at, Hurricane Junior Tour events, future collegiate World Tour events, any Florida State events, or really any invitational across the country, and you see me, please give me a shout out, and I'd love to talk to you.
Sounds great. Well, Mike, I certainly recommend you highly and loved having you on the show. And I know one of the last things I just wanted to touch on, and maybe we'll save this for a webinar topic for the future, is basically the three aspects that you help young golfers with. The academic aspect of it, obviously the golf aspect of it, and then the social aspect of it. And I know it's hard to be your best at all three of those. Is it possible? Is it not likely? What is your thought on you being able to work with a high school golfer to really help them have, is what I would consider to be the ultimate experience in all three of those areas? Is it possible?
Yeah, it is possible. It's most definitely possible. I think the easiest way to go about it is to really put that plan in place before you get to college. You move into the dorm, you start to play college golf, and things get pretty hectic. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of extraneous factors in your life, girls, parties, teammates, classes. It's a whole different world in college that a lot of guys aren't ready for. So, putting a plan together to really formalize your sleep schedules, your practice regimen, your tutoring time, the time you put aside to study, and really just getting everything down has to start before you get there. So I like to start that, day one when I start working with my clients. Ideally, if you're ready in high school golf and as a junior golfer to do that, that better prepares you for life as a college golfer and even life after that. Excellent.
Well, I would like to get into that in a little bit more detail the next time. Unfortunately, we are out of time for this episode, but I want to say thank you, Mike, for having you on the show. I absolutely love what you're doing. It's great for the game. It's obviously great for the individuals who have the opportunity to work with you. I would love to have you as a guest on the show again. And if you could just share your contact information for folks before we part here.
Absolutely. And Greg, thanks. It was a pleasure. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy talking to you. My website is For College Golf, FORE, collegegolf.com. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Twitter. I'm also on Instagram and just now creating a YouTube channel. So I'd love to talk to you guys. My email is also on there. For those of you that want to know, it's mike.smith@forecollegegolf.com.
There you have it, folks. There's a spot. If you want to help have the best college golf experience you can possibly have, parents, high school players, please contact Mike Smith from Fore College Golf. That's going to wrap up this episode of 18 Online, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Awesome, Mike.
Sweet.
Awesome.
That was good.
It was real good. Real good. I have to jump. Are you available later today?
Yeah, I'll be around.
Yeah, I'll give you a shout later on today.
Cool. Thanks, Greg. That was awesome.
Mike. Appreciate it.
Hey,